Go ahead, Jerry.
All right, good morning, everybody. This morning, I want to talk to you about the Apple Health app that's available on your iPhones and your iPad. Um, I feel fairly strong about this application in that I think everybody over 50 ought to have that application running on their iPhone, and you can look at it on your iPad as well. The Apple Health app it's available both on your Apple Watch, your iPad, and your iPhone. What does it do? If you look at these two images, that'll give you an idea. But you can watch your allergies, your blood pressure, your clinical vitals, your conditions, your immunizations, your lab results, so much without you even knowing it. But one of the first questions people will ask is your information secure? Absolutely. The health app is built to keep your data secure, protect your privacy. And we all know Apple's very good at things like that. So, but everything is encrypted and only you can see it. And your doctor can see it if you choose to share that information with him or them. And these two screens will show you a little bit of some of the highlights, your heart rate and how long you've slept and things like that. Your medical data is where you enter specifics about your health. And this is kind of important, but you would put in your name, your date of birth, any medical conditions you have, any allergies. You can list your medications, your blood type, your weight, your height, and also your emergency contacts. And I'll explain all this just in a little bit. So again, you can track your activity, how far you've walked and so forth, your body measurements. Cycle tracking is not something this group probably needs. I hope not. Hearing, heart, medications, mental well-being, mobility. I get a notice all the time that my walking is not as steady as it should be. I went to a Christmas concert the other night with the Phoenix City Band, and I had a number of warnings saying if I sat in that environment for over a half hour, my hearing could be damaged. So things like that pop up. By the way, greetings from Phoenix, Arizona. We're a little bit behind you time-wise, so and it can also monitor all your vitals and nutrition and so forth. It can also accept clinical notes from your doctor if you choose to share this data with him. So that's an important thing too. Sometimes you go in for lab results and the doctor won't call you for 3 days, but you can go here and look them up immediately. So, and immunizations, lab results, medical records, and so forth. You can also, and I do this every day, get medication reminders. So things will pop up. I happen to also wear an Apple Watch. Those of you who've heard me before, I'm a 100% Apple guy. So, but I'll get notifications on my phone or on my Apple Watch saying, okay, it's 3 o'clock, it's time for this medication or time for that medication. It's an excellent reminder so you don't forget anything. You can manage your sleep. This really works best if you have an Apple Watch and you remember an hour before bedtime. If you can charge up your phone and then wear it all night, it will highlight how much deep sleep you have and REM sleep and so forth. If most of you are like me, we don't sleep real well, so I don't like to look at the results, but they're there. This is a typical graph of a night's sleep. It'll tell you how many times you were awake, what your core sleep was, what your deep sleep was, and so forth. So if you're interested in that, it works very, very well. You do, to get this report, you do also have to have an Apple Watch that you'll wear during the night. One of the things that is important if people our age is AFib history. If you wear an Apple Watch, you can detect AFib. My partner, she just went through this and she ended up having an ablation where they zapped her 3 times to get it corrected. But that's a very important tool for us at this age.
What is that, arterial fibrillation?
Arterial fibrillation, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Which can cause stroke. So if you have AFib, you certainly want it taken care of. Sue was able to just have an ablation that took care of it, but the next step would have been to have a pacemaker put in. You can monitor your vitals like heart rate, blood oxygen, and respiratory rate. Fairly strong indicators that you want to keep an eye on, but it's also set up that if something goes way out of range, you're notified immediately anyway to take care of it.
Larry says, let me see, he's got a question up here regarding the Larry, are you there? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Did he put it in chat?
I'm going to be looking for that. Just give me 1 second here.
You said yes.
Yes, regarding the sharing, does it generate a report that can be printed and sent or a link to the app or both?
Good question.
Say the question again.
History.
Regarding the sharing, does it generate a report that can be printed and sent or a link to the app or both?
Well, if it sends a warning, it's going to come from the app, so the information is definitely in the app. And you can then share that information with your physician, but you will be notified immediately. But you can share it with your physician or clinic if you so choose to do so. I hope that answered the question.
Okay.
When Sue had her AFib, she went to her Apple Watch and she did an EKG, which is a single channel EKG. She was then able to email that to her doctor and get things moving. So, yeah, you can share a lot of this information quite easily.
How much of it maintains a history?
I'm sorry?
How much of this maintains a history? Can I go back and look at 5 days of my blood pressure and heart rate and stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. I happen to be diabetic. I go back in and look at my blood sugars all the time, a week at a time or a month at a time. I can go back 90 days, I think, on that. So some of the information is maintained forever, some is maintained for 90 days.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's such an important application, and I don't want to rush through it, but I may have given this to you before a year or two ago. But some new things have been added. Sleep apnea is now added. It came out with iOS 18. But if you wear the Apple Watch, you can also detect sleep apnea.
Unfortunately, we lost several members to that.
Yep. So you're actually in charge of how you want to share your information. You have complete control over who you share, what you share, and the people that you and institutions you share it with. And you can make changes at any time. So if you want to share this with your kids, you can do that. You want to share with your physician or your clinic, you can do that. But you have absolute control over that. And bear in mind again that it's all encrypted, so nobody else can get to it. You can also share your medications, blood glucose, walking steadiness, cardio fitness, and other mobility metrics with providers. So you can look up your clinic and decide what you want to share. So you're not sharing everything with the clinic. You decide what you want to share.
Does it still make sense to use this when you don't have an Apple Watch?
Yes. Because some of the metrics, some of the things are monitored just by simply carrying the watch, the number of steps you make and so forth. So you won't be able to get blood ox or things like that, but you'll still be able to track your activities and share information with your doctor if you like. It's not necessary to have the Apple Watch, but I do refer to the Apple Watch and the Apple Health app as the dynamic duo. So,
Is there any difficulty in linking the two of them? Do you have to put the health app on both your phone and your watch, or do they link automatically?
no, they work automatically. If it's on your
Phone.
phone, it automatically goes to your watch.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
And again, you can choose what doctor or clinic you want it to go to and what you want to go to them. You can search your records and everything's historically recorded. So you can look up immunizations, lab results, anything you want. It's stored on your phone basically forever.
Steve Carcieri says, what series watch is necessary for sleep?
I believe the 11. I believe that the watch 11 will track your sleep. 11 and newer.
Mhm.
Now, you mentioned the Apple Watch. If you have a Garmin Connect, a Polar Flow, a Hawaii Health, Samsung Health, some of these other watches, Apple Health will also work with those. So it's not just the Apple Watch. And I'll be honest, some of these I've never heard of,
Hey, but if they work, come on.
but they work. Yeah, exactly.
What about a blood pressure app?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm hearing rumors from Apple that may be available with the next watch.
I heard those rumors.
Yeah. They usually invite us out once a year to see what's new. And I haven't gone yet this year, but it's kind of like blood glucose because I'm diabetic. I've got an old Apple Watch 7. I'm waiting to upgrade until they come out with the blood glucose. I've been hearing for 3 years that's coming.
Yeah.
I saw it 3 years ago in Cupertino. They have it and it works, but there's some patent right things they've got to get through before they can release it.
Yeah.
I've been waiting 3 years for that.
Yeah, there's some new technology for the blood pressure too, and they're trying to refine that one too. So there's
Yes,
a different way of measuring it. So that's kind of cool.
exactly.
How is the
And then
accuracy?
we've got a fairly large shakeup going on at Apple. They've lost some department heads, and they're talking about a new CEO. So I'm hoping with maybe some of the new managers and that things can happen a little quicker.
Who knows?
But we never know.
They may pick up.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when we talk about wearables, the Apple Watch is a wearable. If you have an iPhone, you're going to want to get an Apple Watch. If you have an Android phone, you may want to get a Samsung Galaxy Watch. You have to pay attention to what environment you're living in. So keep that in mind as well.
Don't forget the Fitbit. That's another one.
The Fitbit's another one, exactly. And they're all evolving and doing more and more. So I don't I might tease my people who wear Fitbits and come to the Apple meetings, but truth of the matter is they all work. But you have to pay attention what environment you're in.
The tricky part is maintaining a standard so that they all talk to each other the same way.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh,
And that's the reason I'm all Apple. I mean, my iPad talks to my phone, talks to my watch, talks to this, talks to that. So
Right.
you pay attention to the environment you live in. The iPhone and Apple Watch integration, I've talked about that a little bit before, but this is a screenshot of my Apple Watch, the normal face that I use. I can get messages and look at my calendar, and that's all fine. But I can also get a single channel EKG. I can monitor my heart rate. I can see the weather. I can do activities. Those three rings in the lower center are for exercise, walking, and so forth. And if you can close all three rings every day, that's great. I can't do it anymore. I'm over 80, so my activities, I go out and I play golf.
What about
you? But my dog has taken me on longer walks than I'm used to going to, and those are increasing a little bit.
I laughed the other day. I was sitting on my front patio, and I see this little yellow golf cart coming down the street, and next to it's a little baby poodle running next to it. The lady took her golf cart and she was taking her dog for a walk. So.
Right. Wrong. No.
I'd never seen that before. I kind of cracked up.
What about this Apple SE? Is that a good enough watch to do these things, or is that wannabe?
Yeah, it's a limited version, Barry.
It's a lot cheaper.
It is a lot cheaper, and that's the reason, because it doesn't do as much as the Apple Watch.
Okay.
If you want to do messages and things like that, then the SE is fine. But if you're going to do all this medical tracking, you really need an Apple Watch.
Okay. On we go.
All right. The little green guy in the lower right corner of the watch face is for tracking activities. And I can't remember how many, 100 or 200 activities it tracks, like indoor, outdoor walking, golf, dancing, outdoor cycle, and so forth. You hit that and select the exercise that you're doing at that time. And it will track everything that's going on. And it feeds that information directly to the Apple Health app without you doing anything. It automatically goes.
Yeah.
I don't walk much anymore, but I play golf 4 times a week. I dance once a week. I ride my bike a couple of times a week. So those are the things that I do. But it will track the activity while you're doing the activity and automatically transmit it back to the Apple Health app.
Cool.
Yeah, I talked a little bit about the activity rings, but it's move, exercise, and stand. Believe it or not, to stand 12 times a day at our age, and I'm not saying all of you are as old as I am, but sometimes it's hard to stand 12 times a day. You have to get up off that sofa and walk around a little bit. But those are the things that are being monitored, and those are the things that we should be doing at this age to stay healthy.
Along with diet. Diet is important, and nutrition also.
Diet is important, it is. So it'll track the activities, it'll count your total steps, how far you've walked, how many flights you've climbed, and so forth. A lot of information.
Yeah, steps.
And the Samsung Watch will do much the same thing. Again, now touching the little icon on the right, the heart, it'll tell you your current heart rate and so forth. Then you can go back and look at it and you can see what your heart rate has done all day long. It'll tell you your resting heart rate, current. This might have been while I was out riding my bike or something, and it got up, my pulse got up to about 100 or so. The watch will do things like that for you. I had an issue a couple of years ago where I was having some minor chest pains and so forth. I did an EKG, sent it to my doctor. He said, "Yep, you got a problem. Come on in right now." And I did. And it just ended up PVC, which we all have. It's
Yeah.
preliminary ventricular contraction or something. So I've learned to live with it, and he's put me on meds, and it's much less noticeable. But you can do things like that with the Apple Watch.
All right.
I say a single channel EKG when you go into the physician's office, I can't remember the number, it's 8 or 12 channel that they monitor. So they see a lot more than you do. But this did indicate to me that I was, having an issue. And when I sent the EKG to my doctor, he looked at it and we got right on it. So
Okay. So you can send that information then from your phone then to your doctor's office, or
yes, absolutely.
is that's something you have to set up, I'm sure, but is that done over the internet, or how is that set
And
up?
actually, you don't really have to set anything up. When you do the EKG, and then
Mhm.
you go into the Apple Health app, you
Yes,
can
sir.
see the EKG right there.
Okay.
So all you have to do then is hit email and you send it right to your doctor.
Got it. Thank you.
And that's similar to what we did when Sue had her AFib problem. And my doctor loves that sort of thing. They actually wanted to put, I forget the name, a watchman in her chest to monitor her AFib.
Pacemaker.
Well, yeah, pacemaker
No?
would take care of the problem, but a watchman actually watches for the problem.
Oh,
And she said, "Well, I wear an Apple Watch," and the doctor said, "Then you don't need a watchman." That's how much faith the medical community has in the Apple Watch.
good.
Well, they do often do it right.
Yep. And again,
I fell and the Apple Watch detected my fall and
Yeah,
they
for-
called the paramedics and they came and got me and I was on the phone with somebody telling me to stay still. I mean, for that alone, it's worth having the Apple Watch.
Well,
yeah,
that's
I'm
the-
gonna get. I'm gonna
That's the
get to
reason I
that.
got it. Yeah. That's the reason
Yeah,
I got
that's
mine,
what-
because I'd fallen a few times and didn't realize it. And I'm going like, it's going to detect my falls? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mentioned earlier where you could put in your height and your weight and your meds and your emergency contacts and so forth. Had you fallen and not been able to get up or do anything, your watch within so many, I think it's a minute or 30 seconds, if you didn't respond saying, "Yes, I've fallen, but I'm okay," and you would have had to touch a button on your watch.
Yeah.
If you didn't do that within that time limit, 911 would be called. They would have your exact notification and they would try to talk to you.
Yeah.
And if you were unconscious or whatever, they would send an ambulance to your location automatically.
Yeah.
Then,
And you're-
then once they do that, they will then, your watch will, or your phone will then call the people on your emergency contact list. So if it's your kids will know you've fallen and an ambulance is on the way.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a $300 device that you can put on your wrist.
Yeah. And it gives them their specific location. It does do the GPS stuff. So they know exactly where you are. So if you fall in the middle of a park somewhere, they've got that location.
right.
Exactly. Sue and I were riding around the lake one day and she happened to get off the bike path, and when she got back on, things went south and she ended up flying over handlebars.
Whoa.
And her watch did call the ambulance and send it to us and so forth, which I thought was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's an important thing to know. It's just something I feel everybody over 50 ought to have on their wrist, some kind of wearable. Anyway, we were
I
talking
felt-
about I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I fell 3 times the other night, which is why I'm wearing the glasses because of the black eye I got. So that kind of thing can be very useful. My husband was nearby, but he was asleep and he's pretty deaf. So he didn't even hear anything
Mm.
about it.
Exactly. Here's a screen that shows if you did an EKG on your watch, it automatically goes to the health app. And if you look at it, you'll get the display that's on the right, and that's what you can email to your doctor.
Okay.
So it's fairly comprehensive, yes.
Okay, good.
Same thing with AFib. It'll tell you,
It's still
we-
single channel though, right? Still
it's
single
still
channel?
single, yes, it's still
So,
single
but you've
channel.
still got the XYZ spike, so that's going to give them most of the data they need
Exactly.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're either going to be in sinus rhythm or you're not, and it will
Okay.
show that. And we've already talked about fall detection, but if you fall, this is what your watch is likely to look like. You can hit SOS emergency, I fell, but I'm okay, or I did not fall.
Okay, yeah, mhm.
And if you don't respond to one of those, they're going to assume you're down and out and they're going to send an ambulance.
They'll call first.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the watch is still, I mean, my vision is pretty much gone and I have to memorize what my watch looks like so that I push the right spots that I'm okay. And I did that not, and they called me on the phone and I said, okay, I'm sorry. I pushed the wrong one, and they said,
Yes.
okay. But yeah, they called.
Yes. Well, Sue and I were out golfing one day and she was climbing up to the green and it was a hill and she slipped and fell. And it went off, said she fell, and it ended about 10 minutes later after she said, yes, I've fallen, but I'm okay. It ended up, the police ended up calling her to see if I was beating on her or what happened. And they actually called her twice. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
I didn't like being accused of something, but I thought it was cool that they called.
Covering all their bases.
Blood oxygen. I'm not certain what Apple's position is on this on the certain watches now. I still have it on my watch, and I think it's on the new watches. They skipped a couple of years. I think they have that lawsuit all resolved, but it's important to monitor your blood ox.
That's SpO2, by the way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a flight with some friends. We were all going over to Europe, and all of a sudden she was acting very strange and faint. And they didn't have a blood oximeter on board plane, which surprised me. But I put my watch on her wrist and tested. She had low blood oxygen. The pilot increased the oxygen, and everything was fine after that.
Rock and roll.
So
Wow.
sometimes we need to monitor those things.
I've seen the offer of a Fitbit for free from Humana's Centerwell over-the-counter stuff, but I don't know, which Fitbit model would work with the Apple information.
There are certain Fitbits that work and certain ones that don't. And I'd be honest with you, I would have to look that up as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I did the same thing with Centerwell also when the OTC stuff, but I got a talking blood oxygen thing. I got a talking blood pressure thing, so that those are available for OTC with Centerwell. So that's
Yes,
Humana.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you complete any of these medical tests, pulse, EKG, blood ox, whatever, the results are automatically sent to the Apple Health app on your iPhone. And then you'll have a permanent record for your info, and this can then be shared with your physician if you so desire. Some additional Apple Watch features, number one, it can be your phone. I feel like Dick Tracy every time I do that, but that's okay. The younger people don't even remember who Dick Tracy was. That amazes me.
I do. And I remember his little communication watch thingy that he had too.
Absolutely.
Two-way radio on his wrist. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and you can duplicate your phone notifications. You've got emergency SOS when you need it. You can listen to audiobooks and contacts and World Clock.
Oh yeah.
We're not. The term Apple Watch is very common, but I call it a computer. You're actually buying a computer that happens to tell time. I use it for far more many things than I do just seeing what time it is. So
Yeah.
If you don't have an Apple Watch, you might really seriously consider one. I mentioned the blood glucose. We're still waiting on that. I had heard a year or two ago it was waiting for approval by the FDA. but the FDA won't look at it until the patent right business is squared away. And here's my dynamic duo, the Apple Watch and the iPhone, or your analog phone with the Samsung Watch. It really doesn't matter, but I really think everybody, I'm going to say our age, should have something to monitor their health.
I think it's a good idea.
Does anybody in here have wear one of those Oura rings?
Or, yeah, they're not that accurate, I was told,
Okay, I had never heard anybody say so.
and they're very expensive. They're over $300-400 for an Aura.
Okay, well, the Apple Watch is what, $350-400 now too, so.
Right.
Except for the SE, which I have a friend who tends to fall quite a bit. He is not technical at all. And he's not rich or have much money. I ended up buying him an Apple Watch SE, and I gave it to him as a gift, only to monitor certain things. But the main thing was to monitor the fall because he lives by himself. So the SE works for things like that. And he doesn't need EKG and all that. He wouldn't know how to use it if he had it. So a person like that, the SE works just fine. All right, we've covered a lot of questions, but I'm going to go into another presentation real quick. But does anybody have any additional questions on this Apple Health app?
Not on the health, but I'm waiting for the rest of the Apple stuff because I got some. I just got the new operating system.
Okay.
Help!
All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this presentation then. And I'll be honest with you, I just made a little presentation. I'm no longer an ABSUG Speakers Bureau person, so but I went ahead and made this little presentation just to show you a little bit of what's new, not only with the iOS 26, but with the newer iPhones. I don't know exactly what you're seeing.
Jerry,
Yep.
I had an Apple Watch for about 5 years, and I used it in the ocean and the pool and everything. It was wonderful. But I went into the ocean a couple of months ago, and it failed. After I got out, it wouldn't work anymore.
How deep did you go?
Well, I don't know. I did the water was very rough, and it tossed me around a bit. So I guess I was floundering in the water a bit, and maybe that's the problem. But it couldn't handle it, I guess.
Okay, it does have a limitation of how deep you can go with it.
It wasn't deep. It was just I just fell in the water because the wave was near the hurricane was coming through, and the waves were very very fierce, and that was a problem. I wasn't able to stay on my feet for too long before I was tossed around with the water. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah.
Well, how old was your watch?
It's about 5 years old.
Yeah, you needed to upgrade anyway. What the heck?
Yeah, but 350 is a hell of a price tag right now to get the 11 with all the great features.
It
right?
is. It
Yeah.
is. I agree with you. I
Yeah.
agree.
It's too
What's your
bad they
health
can't
work?
do something for me.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
So I'm gonna go into this presentation real quick. What we're looking at here is well, it's a nice picture of my granddaughter. But you'll notice this is a screenshot from my phone. And you'll notice it may look different than your phone if you've got an older phone. This is from an iPhone 17 Pro Max.
We don't see anything yet.
Yeah, we've got your old slideshow.
Oh, well, let me go. Okay, let me go back and change something
That
then.
does not look like your granddaughter.
Okay, hang on just a second. Hang on just a second.
It's Grandpa.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, she would be well shaven.
I
You know,
don't want to date her.
no. Let me see if I can get back to,
You don't want a bearded lady either, I don't think, no.
let me go ahead and quit this application.
Okay. Take your time. By the way, I want to welcome everybody who hasn't been here before in a while. That includes Judy Brown. Welcome. Thank you for attending. And Larry Hirschhorn, thank you for attending. And Lori Hoffman, one of our longtime users. I'm glad, it's good to see you back.
It
Thank you.
is. It is
is.
indeed. Yeah.
Thanks.
We're going to talk later after this presentation's over about what the future of this club is going to be, what my future is going to be. And we'll be honest about it.
He's threatening. Watch out, folks. He's threatening here.
There, yeah, I even put donation information into the latest invitation. So if you want to help us out, we can always appreciate that.
Well,
No.
I was going to make an offer for next month's presentation also. So
Okay. If there is one, I hope. Okay.
no, I'll make it such a good topic. You'll have to just one more. Just do one more. No,
Yeah,
I want to
okay.
do something on the Meta glasses.
Oh boy, those are too expensive. They're at $400 right now. Even on
Three. They're
Yeah.
$295. But
Right.
let me show you what they do.
I would worry about privacy. I'll tell you what they do.
Well,
It's like
Well-
walking around with a spy camera where you
Well,
can.
yeah, well, from that perspective, if you push that button and tell it to do that, then yeah. But let's wait till next month.
Okay. Okay, we'll see. So you can learn a great deal still. If you're an Android person, we only have Apple people here, but if you're an Android person, you certainly can understand the importance of having something. You know, Android is not as safe as Apple Watch. I'll tell you that right now, or as Apple devices. It is not. You're looking in the news all the time about problems with security. Apple is a very secure product, that I can tell you. So all I've got is my old iPhone 13 Pro Max, and it's still going. Okay, here we go.
That looks a lot better.
That would
Yes.
look better. Sorry, but I actually logged out of the meeting and had to log back in.
Okay.
Yay! Welcome back.
So anyway, there, do you see a picture of my granddaughter?
Yes.
Yeah, I got that
All
one.
right.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
That's the lock screen from my iPhone 17. And I want to cover that first. You'll notice that at the top, it'll tell me my next occasion I have to go to. Of course, the time. And then there you'll see 4 widgets there that tell me what the Dow is doing, what the charge is on my Tesla vehicle, what the temperature is, medication reminder, and so forth.
Wow.
Really slick. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you have a newer phone that has always on display with iOS 26, you can do this.
And you have that glass, whatever, liquid glass or something?
Liquid, yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, so you can edit the lock screen. You simply have to go to settings and wallpaper and click on the customize button. You'll then come to a screen that'll show you an outline around things. I've tapped on the time. Oh, these are my 2 great granddaughters, by the way. But anyway, you can tap on the time. You can then select what font you want that time shown in. You can select how large you want that font by using the slider. And you can select the color of the font and the intensity of the color.
Mm.
So you can do a lot of things with that.
Sweet.
Down below, you'll see a button that says glass and solid. Right now, we're looking at glass. So if you look at the time, you can see the background of the photograph behind it. That's the glass effect that Apple is
Yeah.
wanting to show you.
Okay.
I've now switched from the glass button to the solid button and look at the time. The numbers are easier to read and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of this liquid glass that Apple's come out with. Hell, I wear trifocals like probably some of you, and the liquid glass can sometimes be confusing.
It's not popular in Apple either, and it may cost one person their job, which is why they're shifting around. The person that develops liquid glass is going to leave.
Yep.
Or do something. Mhm.
Now, at the bottom of my screen or top of my screen, you'll notice I had some icons, some widgets for the weather and the Dow market and so forth. You can tap on that box and you can simply, these are the additional widgets that are available to you. You can slide those up into that box. Now you have a limit of 4, but what it will allow you to do if you have an always on display is you can look at your screen and you can see the temperature, you can see what the Dow's doing, you can see what the charge is on your car, you just do a number of things without touching your phone. So instead of going into each app, you can just simply glance at your lock screen and see where you're at. I think that's fantastic, and I use it a lot. Besides that, it'll show up if you've got a text from somebody, it will show up at the bottom of the screen as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of neat, yeah. So anyway, you can move those widgets to the top of the screen or the bottom of the screen or whatever, wherever you would like it.
That's right.
So kind of cool.
Yeah.
Also on the new phones, there's an action button. It's the top button on the left side of the phone. And I don't know if any of you have it,
No.
but if you do with iOS 26, you can change the function of that button. For example, it can be a camera, flashlight, visual intelligence, or no action. I have mine set to silence the phone or give me sound.
Magnifier.
Uh,
It's one of your apps.
yeah, I'm not sure. Let me just take a real quick look at that.
Yeah. Sweet.
You can go to silent mode, camera, recognize music. Yes, magnifier.
Can you do that from the control panel also?
Well, if you go into settings, there's actually a selection there that says action button.
Yeah, I don't have it on mine because mine's
Great.
too old.
And what series and later? I've got a 16.
Yeah, I can't answer that.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it should work on a 16.
It works on 16. I've got a 16.
Yeah, you can go to
16 Pro
16
Max.
and
Yeah.
Yes, so do
Yeah.
I. Right. It works.
you might have to turn on always on display. Well, no, you don't have to for this. No, you should be able to do it on a 16 with no problem.
Judy's asking, I didn't see the battery level on your home screen. Can you make that larger also?
I don't happen to show a battery percentage, but
Good question.
I do show the battery with the white bar in it that tells me how much battery is left.
Right.
Yes. Yes,
You can probably get it from settings and battery.
correct. Well,
On each-
you can get it from, there's a number of places you can get that from.
On mine, it shows you the last charged amount, average, and you're using a similar amount of battery as you did so, and it gives you you need to have battery health and charging. The battery percentage is shown on mine under battery.
Yeah, that's
Right.
a selection that you have.
And also on mine, if you touch it, it blows a big widget with a larger picture of that same icon in the middle of your screen.
Yeah, just drag it down like an inch and you'll
No,
see
just
live.
touch it and it blows it up really big in the middle.
Right. Does
No.
anybody know what visual intelligence means?
No, but I'd like to.
Okay, if you point your camera, say, to a flower,
Oh yeah.
and you
that's
touch
camera.
that visual intelligence button,
Yeah.
it will tell you the name of the flower and how to take care of it and so forth.
Where is the
Or-
visual intelligence button?
Well, it's one of them that you can make the action button,
Oh, okay.
Mm.
and it's also on the bottom of your camera screen.
Hmm.
And you may have to look really close, but it's there.
Yeah, I've got a,
If you point your camera to a dog or to a number of different things, and you push that button, it will tell you all about that particular item.
Sounds like something you can do with Google, I think. There was something on Google where you
yeah,
could
one
do
of the
that.
Google, one of the
Yeah.
Google Photos does that also.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I've got a flashlight and a camera in the bottom, so the camera is going to give me the visual intelligence.
If you go to camera, visual intelligence,
Okay.
I have to think.
Is that
You
the
may-
flower icon? There's a flower icon on the camera screen.
Oh,
You
I'll have
can
to
try
look for
that.
that. Yeah, I
You
don't.
can try that.
Yeah, I don't see that one. I don't have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
I'll have to put it there.
it's there.
Hey, Don,
Mark,
Don,
please.
you've lost your head.
It's not the first time.
And I'll be honest with you, sometimes we give these presentations and our mind is focused on what we're doing, and then somebody
There
asks
you
you
go.
off the wall question, and you say, let me think about that,
It means I don't know.
Especially when you're over 80.
Good
So,
to see you. Okay.
Yeah. all right, the message screen has changed a little bit on iOS 26. And this is confusing a lot of people, and I'm rather surprised. If you look at this illustration, if you hit the icon on the lower right, that will let you start a new message to somebody.
Hmm.
But the other little icons have moved to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can delete a message, you can move a message, but the curly Q arrow, if you click on that, you'll come up with a menu shown on the right side of the screen where you can reply to all, you can forward the message and so forth.
Okay, that's a reply, but gives you what your options are.
Right.
Gotcha.
Well, and then below that, you can say, mark as read, move the message, move it to junk, whatever. So by hitting that curly Q arrow, you've got a lot of choices you can make with what you want to do with that message.
Excellent.
And that's new on iOS 26.
Mm-hmm.
Screen settings.
Mhm.
And I'm sure you maybe are familiar with this. It's been out for a while. You can select to have a light or dark screen. Light is on the left, dark is on the right. Or you can set it to automatic and you can say, okay, keep it light until a certain time of night and then go to dark.
Good thing to do.
Notice the liquid glass there.
Okay, you'll notice the liquid glass will say tinted. You have a selection there on mine. I'll show it to you in a little bit. But one of the other things you can do is change your text size. So if you have a vision problem, it may help to change the text size, and you can go to bold text.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, yeah, I can do it on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. Wow, I
Yep.
just see it
Yep.
here. Yep, it's there.
Okay, now on screen settings, if you look, which says liquid glass tinted, that would be the illustration kind of in the center of the screen where you can, no, I'm sorry, that's tinted. So it's kind of a solid block. Whereas if you look on the right, you can actually see the background through the glass effect.
I just see one caveat here on my phone. It says you cannot change the preferred look for liquid glass while reduced transparency is on under accessibility settings. Just a note.
Yep.
Okay.
So anyway, so that's the difference between tinted and clear. I happen to use tinted. I say I'm just not a fan of the glass. So, and then one last suggestion I would like to make, and Barry just touched on it. Accessibility. A lot of people think you need to be handicapped or have some kind of difficulty to use accessibility, and it's not true. If you go to the accessibility, go to settings and accessibility, you'll come up with a large number of things that you can change.
Yes, you will.
You can change display and text size. You can adjust motion. You can have it read and speak.
Yep,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can adjust how hard you have to touch your phone to get something to work.
Yes.
Face ID and attention, switch control, voice control, eye tracking, head tracking. There are a number of things that you can adjust that might make using your iPhone a little easier.
A lot easier.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's-
Especially if you have difficulty seeing, you can adjust the size and everything. It just don't ignore the accessibility menu.
no.
Right.
If I didn't have the screen reader and the Zoom capability on my phone, it would be pretty much useless to me.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So that's all I was going to show you. Now I want to ask you. You guys have maybe looked at 26. Do you have any questions?
Oh God, yes. I downloaded mine and a lot of the things I really like, but I'm having an issue with the phone. The phone bottom, I got used to where those were. This is where I can make dials. This is who I've got listed. Here's the last phone calls I've got. But over on the right-hand side, there used to be, this is my email, this is my voicemail messages. I can't find that anymore. So how do I get people who leave messages on my phone? How do I listen to those?
Let me.
I know this is tap dance while you're at it here, but please, and every time I go down there, they seem to move them around a little bit. And where it used to be, there's now a search capability, and the search capability, which used to be at the top, is now in the center. As a person with a visual disabilities, you keep moving these around, and I'm SOL.
Yeah, I get you. I understand. I thought we could get it. Good question.
Okay, I'm up for if you want to send a text or a little chat on a link that maybe gives you a video on how to use the phone at this point and how they've changed the menus, how you can stabilize the menus. I would be a terribly grateful person.
Well, you can
Okay.
use the Apple Support app.
Okay.
In fact, the Apple Support app that I've always used in all of my classes with you,
Yes, sir.
which I have permission to use, it turns out I didn't
How do I
really
get
have to take all
voicemail?
those videos out. All I had to do was just go to the Apple Support app, and now those videos are added automatically by
Mhm.
Apple.
Sweet. I'll go check it out.
Yep, it's a great
How can I go to
resource.
my voicemails on my iPhone.
Hmm.
Okay, I just asked Siri, how can I get to the voicemails on my iPhone?
And Siri said,
Siri said, well, no, it said number now, it just said I don't have any voicemails. Siri,
wrong
how
answer.
can I get to voicemails on my iPhone? Siri, how can I get to voicemails on my iPhone? To access voicemails on your iPhone, open the phone app,
Mhm.
tap on calls,
Okay.
then tap, it just disappeared on me again. Anyway, if you ask Siri,
Okay. I will ask Siri.
Hmm.
just ask her, how can I get voicemails on my iPhone?
I will
And
ask.
she'll give you step-by-step directions.
Okay.
And let's not forget AI. You know, we haven't talked about artificial intelligence during this meeting, but
Well,
Well-
Siri actually is using more and more AI.
Right.
It's
So is
not
GoDaddy.
full-blown yet, but there are so many AI apps out there now that you can ask that same question to Gemini or any of them and get the answer.
ChatGPT and yep,
Yeah.
Well, as a matter of fact, Siri uses ChatGPT
That's
quite
right.
extensively.
Well, in
yes,
my work, yeah, even with my working with GoDaddy, and trying to do some development on a web page, which I'm way over my head in, their responses back, even when we're doing the chat, are all coming from AI. There's not a real person there.
Mhm.
Till I
Robotics.
click-
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's robotic, but
Mhm.
robotics is not going to be the answer to everything, and
No, it's
people
not.
are afraid of losing their jobs, and it's not true at all in many
No.
Well, and
cases.
No, I
AI
think it'll enhance them. They're just different jobs.
AI is getting to be extremely difficult to detect, to know if you're talking. Sue had a call the other day for some medical supplies that they shipped to the wrong address.
Mm,
She actually thought she was talking to a lady and it was AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it starts off, I hope this finds you well. You know you're there.
Right. So you can use Siri, and if she doesn't have an answer, she'll ask you, would you like me to check with Chat GPT? Or you can go to one of the other AI programs that are out there. There's a number of them. Ask the same question and you'll get a very good answer.
Hmm.
iOS 26 has a lot of changes that some are difficult to figure out, some aren't. Siri will help you through that.
For those of you who are educators out there, we used to have a program called Check It. They would tell if your student's paper was plagiarized. They now have just come out with an app that will tell you if their paper was written by AI.
Yes.
Thank you.
Even if they only change just a few words, it will still detect that.
Oh yeah, it's
Now,
I understand it's pretty good. It's got some issues, but as an instructor, I can usually pretty much tell when they've done that. And then when they make their presentation, you embarrass the hell out of them and they don't do that again.
now, when you go to YouTube to take this video and put it up there, it said that AI generated is not subject to copyright
Right.
law violations.
Well, that's interesting. That's
It
interesting.
isn't.
Yeah.
Barry, I'll be back in just a second.
Okay. Well, I hope all of you have found this very interesting. If you have, raise your hands.
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
And just connecting is so important right now. Steve,
It
what are
is.
you saying? What do you got to say?
Oh, listen, while we're
Some of my emails there, and when I tap on trash, I don't see the number increase as to the number of emails that I'm trashing. I was wondering what's the story with that on iCloud email?
It should be in deleted emails or something there.
Well, there's a trash thing
If
where
you're
you switch to
trashing it,
trash. Yeah,
there should be a section in there.
there is, but the number doesn't increase. I keep
Oh.
trashing multiple, emails, and I don't see the number increasing. Does anyone know how that works?
Maybe they're permanently deleted.
Well, they're brand new emails that I'm just trashing from today. So I wonder, I'd like to know why the
Well, you
number.
got too many emails there. Are they all organized now that you switched to iCloud.com? Are they better for you than the old one? We couldn't get anything right.
Well, yeah, I couldn't delete them fast enough, and Yahoo never said there was a limit. And Yahoo just let me go on to 600,000, and they never said you have to have a limit until they did, and then it was too late.
Yeah,
and now
that's
you're being
right.
punished. He said,
Right.
okay,
That's
right.
you pushed one of the wrong buttons here. It says,
They're being punished. I quit
If-
Yahoo. I quit Yahoo, so they're out of my life now.
I got
If any of you have any questions for me, if you can leave them with Barry, I've got to run right now.
Okay.
But leave the questions with Barry. He'll email them to me or text them to me, and I will get the answers back to you.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Very, very
Jerry.
Hey,
much.
wonderful
Absolutely.
talking and seeing all of you again.
Let's give him a
Merry
let's
Christmas.
give him a
Thank you.
standing ovation.
Appreciate it. Good job.
Merry
Thank you,
Christmas,
everybody.
etc. Right?
Good job.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you,
Happy New
Jerry.
Year. All right.
Now he's in Mesa, Arizona, so he has to get up all the time, and he's one of my really great go-to guys. Bob
Yeah.
Gastisha
Good
wanted
job.
to be here, but he's
Yeah.
got another class he's doing.
Well, when you're
Uh,
So
hot,
can
you're
I
hot.
ask a question in a different way?
Yeah.
So on my iPhone 13, when you open up the phone, before you open it up, at the top right-hand corner, there's a little box that
Uh-huh.
shows my battery percentage.
That's
All I
right.
want to know is, how do I make the number and the icon bigger? Is that possible? Because I can only read the number if I have on glasses. and I'd like to have it to be a bigger number. Is there a way to do that?
Just drag the number 1 inch down with your thumb, and then you'll see it come into a bigger font.
I drag the number, say
Yeah.
that again?
Put your finger on the number and drag it down, and you'll see you get a different screen with a larger font number.
Well, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Actually, it goes into
Welcome.
your control panel. It goes into your control panel where you swipe
there
from
it
the
is.
right
Yeah.
and down.
But
Yes.
it's big enough for me to see if I do that. I didn't know. I
Yeah.
could do that.
Well, you can
And-
also say, Siri, what is my battery level?
Oh,
And
I
it'll
know,
tell
but
you.
you know what? I don't go through all that. I just want to look and see what it is.
I know, I know.
just one swipe is easier. Yeah.
And I think that's a very relevant comment, because if you buy anything, the first thing I'm going to ask is, how long is the battery last? Not
Yeah.
how much. Price is nothing if
No.
if you got to keep charging your watch up and back, or your
Absolutely.
phone up and back. You want to know how much battery life there is and how accurate it is. And if you go to settings and then you go to battery, I don't have
See,
my.
I can do all that, but I want to be
Yeah.
able to look at it and just know what it is. And I didn't know if there was a way to make those icons bigger. I've been looking and I didn't
Yep.
see it. I did not upgrade to 26 because they said that if you have an older phone, it can diminish the battery. And I don't want to diminish my battery. I think it's a way to push people to buy new phones, and I'm not ready to buy a new phone.
Hear that?
Yeah, I understand.
I
Yeah.
still have 85% battery power, so that's good enough for me.
I'm
Yeah.
at 79 right now.
Yeah. Well, I
No
took
way.
an Uber down to Fort Lauderdale once, and then when I got down to Fort Lauderdale, my phone was dead on a doornail, and I'm going like, what do I do now? Because I'm at the doctor's office. So I got a solar panel for the back of my backpack. And
Oh.
I just plug that in, and no matter where I am, it's going to charge the phone at least enough to be able to charge it. So that was kind of the solution. And I also have it feeding into a secondary battery in the backpack too. So that's just CYA for me, because I'm out of touch and not able to drive. So
Couldn't you have asked the Uber guy if you could have plugged your phone into the car?
I couldn't call the Uber to get him there. I was at the
Oh.
doctor's office.
Oh,
Out
yeah,
on
I
the porch
gotcha.
waiting for the Uber, but I couldn't call the Uber guy. Said, come pick me up so you can take me home, because my phone was dead.
Yeah, see, I check my battery level a lot before, because I sometimes will go out for an entire day and I want to know that I'm
Absolutely.
covered.
Absolutely. That's why I got some backup on this one too.
So I'd like to ask us a general question now. What does everybody plan to do for the holidays? We'll go around to everybody who's here and ask. Don, what are your plans for the holidays?
Stay alive, and I've gotten my family and everyone's kind of out of town, so I'm kind of looking for a soup kitchen where I can go serve some meals to some people. So that's
Oh,
kind of
that's very nice. That's very nice. How about you, Judy? What are you going to do?
I volunteer a great deal at Broward Center for the Performing Arts. And so I might be there that Christmas Day, and then again, I might not be.
So do you get free tickets to that? Are you
Oh,
an
no,
usher?
no. We don't get, no. But as a volunteer, you're still there
ushering.
ushering or
Yeah, or
getting
whatever.
tickets.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely. So
you may not see 100% of anything, but you still get at least 80 to 90%.
you get the atmosphere, which is always exciting.
Right, and I just
And-
love being at the theater, so it's really not that,
Rock and roll.
You can
Roll.
just look it up online, Broward Center for Performing Arts, the location. Is it off of Alsolas? Is that it?
No, well,
Am I
if
supposed to go
you
to
take
work?
95, you get off at Broward Boulevard, you go east like
Right.
a mile, and you take a right, I think it's Southwest Fifth Street or
Mhm.
Commodore, something or other. You park in the garage. It's right on Riverwalk. It's a beautiful setting.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Where the
See, my
HA
car is
something
on autopilot, so I don't really pay attention.
Okay. How about you, Larry? What are you gonna
Aren't
do?
we all? Aren't we all?
I've got a family Hanukkah party. It's a traditional thing that goes back to the early 1950s.
Wow.
Yeah,
What is this, the 5th day or 6th day of Hanukkah? I forget.
today is the 5th day.
5th day, yeah. That's right. And we need to pray for everybody wherever they are with what's
Hear-
going on. I'm not going to mention that, of course, because
I
we're
hear
not a
that.
political club, but the news is the news. And every time I try to avoid it now because I'd like to be able to sleep calmly.
I hear that.
How about you, Lori? What are your plans?
Well, my family is mostly in Michigan and I can't get there this year. So we're actually having a Zoom Christmas.
Sweet.
Oh, wonderful. And it's pretty cold up there in Michigan too, my
Oh,
God.
yeah, I don't want to be there.
No, that's right.
Dear
Steve-
family, don't take
Steve-
this personally.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, let's see who else we have here.
Steve.
Marcia, what do you plan to do?
Trying to get better. That's
Yeah.
That's incredible what happened to you. Just incredible.
Yeah.
just ridiculous is what it is. And, we're so used to having aides and doctor appointments and all for Paul. And now
Yeah.
it's me instead, I was in the emergency room. I was in the hospital overnight.
Well,
And
that's-
nothing was found to be the problem.
At least you're back in Century
No
Village, right?
health problems, nothing wrong.
You're back in Century Village though, right?
Yes, yes.
And you got all those friends there and everything, so we'll keep in
Well-
touch with you and I'll keep in touch with you. Make
Good.
sure you
Thank
do
you.
that and let me know how you're feeling.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did get a new menorah that fits
Uh-huh.
on the window ledge here in Century Village. So that,
Okay.
Okay.
Steve, what are your plans? Steve, are you there?
This is one of the Steves, and I will be watching the Disney parade
Ooh.
Oh,
When is
that's
that?
on Christmas Day?
Christmas morning. Yes,
Oh, where is it going
Which-
to start?
Where? Where's it happening?
happening at Disney World. It'll be televised.
Rock and roll. Okay. So you're going to be in Orlando.
No, that I'll be watching it on TV, and it'll be broadcast from Orlando. Correct.
Sweet. All
Everything-
right.
When does it start?
Everything goes on, on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
eventually. The whole parades, everything. Thanksgiving, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was on. All of that stuff is on.
Even the boat
Okay.
parade. The boat parade will be on Christmas Day also on Channel 7.
Okay,
Oh.
Lorraine, thank you for coming. Unmute yourself, dear.
I am unmuted.
So I say,
Well, thank you.
Joyeux Noël
Joyeux Noël à vous
et très
aussi, et
bonne année.
une bonne année
Bonne
with
année.
love and health.
And in Italian, it's
Buon anno.
buon anno.
Keep
I can almost hear my Italian. Buon anno.
Sì, buon anno. Con una
What-
buona salute.
What are your plans for the holiday?
No plans at the moment.
Okay. And you know who we miss very much.
Yes.
Yes. Well, he's with me. That's
That's
for sure.
right. The Lord is with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Don, I'm going to talk to you about certain things too.
Hanging in there, Barry. We'll go through it here.
So I want to thank all of you for coming. It's been a pleasure. This year, of course, our attendance has not been great, but neither of any of the other groups, with few exceptions. I would recommend some other places, but let's see what happens. I'm going to have to review everything. It's not just easy to change at the last minute. We have a board, and the board is staying the same it is. It's only on paper, really. And at this point, after 25 years, I may consider stepping down.
oh,
And
no.
Let's see if we can transfer someone. Let's get some young buck that's out there that wants to learn from you, and we'll put it together and slowly make that back together.
Well, we'll see.
We'll plant the
work-
seed.
we'll
Let's
work
plant the
on it.
seeds, Barry. Come on, let's plant the seeds.
Okay.
All right.
So I think today was very good. Jerry presented a great deal of
He did a
excellent
good job.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
And what are you doing for the holidays, Mr. Barry?
I don't know. I'm just going to be hanging around because
You want to hang with me? See if we can't take Kringle out there and He seems to be a really good chick magnet, Barry, so we
We
could go
might
out
do
there and see
something.
what we could do.
Is Kringle there? Can you show him?
Kringle. Kringle, come. Kringle, come.
Is that your dog's actual name?
Yes, he was born December 26th. So
Wow,
it's like
there he
Chris-
is.
Here we go. Hey,
Show
come here,
him.
baby. Come on. Come on. Can you sit up? That's my good boy. Yeah.
There you go.
This is Mighty Kringle the Wonder Dog.
Absolutely.
He is the most amazing thing, but yeah, he is a cutie, and boy, he does seem to. Oh, what a cute dog you've got. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Here's his number if you want to call him. He wants his own cell phone for the holidays, but we're not quite there yet.
All right, everybody. I think it's time to say goodbye. I appreciate the
Happy
excerpt.
holidays.
We
Yes,
had,
absolutely.
I'm glad to try and get over this terrible flu that I had.
Yeah, stop that.
It was a wannabe.
Yeah.
But the medication seems to have worked and okay. Wave goodbye, everybody. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Bye-bye.
everybody.
God
Yeah.
bless. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Kwanzaa. All the rest of it.
Whatever. It's
May
holidays.
we
season.
may we have good news when we look at TV.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Steve,
I would say
Steve.
hold your breath.
Steve,
Well-
what do you want? End it.
I want to wish everyone the healthiest and happiest of holidays this
Thank you.
season.
Thank you.
Very welcome. We return
Absolutely.
that and
Same
more.
to you. Yeah.
And now, as we say goodbye, we will stop recording. The recording will be available on the YouTube channel. You know where that is, of course, if you go
Yep.
to our club site, which is
Yep.
still running for
Yep.
now, anyway. We do need people to donate it. The information was in this invitation. I hate to push people for money, but you know, we can use it just
Well, I
to
can-
defray some expenses. So
Okay.
I'm not forcing anybody to do anything, but that's the way it is. And
All righty.
okay, so
You want me to call you, Barry, or you want to finish it up here, or how you want to do this?
I'll call you right after I'm done.
You got
here.
it. You got it.
I gotta clean up a bit, get my coffee and stuff, everything put away, so that's
Yeah.
it. All right, here we
You
go.
may have to turn off the video because I may be in that room.
Okay,
So I'll talk to you later. I'm
okay.
here for you, Barry. Talk to you later.
So long, everybody.